In this video, I'm showing you my most aggressive ants, who only eats live prey. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Ant Holleufer YouTube channel. Today we are looking at a brand new Harpegnathos Venator colony, but firstly we need to unbox it. Now inside this package we will find a few things. First of all, we will find a few decoy test tubes, but we may also find a mystery colony. So the first thing I see is some small test tube holders, and we get a little thank you for your order card together with a keychain. I already have one of these, but it's a good thing I have two sets of keys. I'll also use this, Mr. EA, don't you worry. On the back side we also have, you can find me on YouTube, Esthetic Ants, Instagram, Esthetic Ants, or aestheticants.com. Now we should find the decoy test tubes, and we do. 4 decoy test tubes, 2 more decoy test tubes, and 2 more decoy test tubes. One last decoy test tube, and there we go. 2 ant colonies. Damn, these Venators, they look insane. Oh, he did send me the trapjaw things. So by removing the tape that the colony was on, I can now see a little bit. Now this test tube is really dirty, and I'm looking for a queen, but to be honest, the queen is just a bigger worker as far as I'm aware. And with this test tube where you can't really see anything, it's really hard to look in. And here's the second colony now. In a second I will enter voiceover mode and talk about this species. It looks like we have 2 casualties. Once more, the queen looks a lot like the other workers because I can't directly see someone who looks different. I will talk about the other species. I unboxed the other ant colony in the end of the video. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm so excited to record these ants. They look so mean and I'm so hyped to record them. Instead of a naturalistic setup, I've chosen to go with the WaKooshi large nest and the S3 outworld. Inside the nest I have, however, added red sand to help the humidity levels inside increase, together with making the ants able to design their nest a little bit. Now just before we put the ants inside, let's just talk about this week's member lamp. It is peacock blue. I couldn't find the correct color. It's chosen by medical carcase number 9, and you know, it's just blue, so thank you. Let's put the ants inside the outworld. Dropping in the test tube, I was for the first time in my ant keeping life a bit scared. I didn't really know how aggressive they'd be and how much their sting would hurt, and it really tickled my brain, and my heart was beating really quickly when I had to get the ants inside. Removing the cotton, and the ants immediately storm out with such crazy aggression, both towards the new surroundings but also towards each other. It was insane to follow them spread out in the entire outworld. It was nice to finally see inside the tube and see how many workers that were coming out. Within the first minute they were all over the new outworld, and any workers who met each other showed aggression unlike any ants I've ever seen. Man, they just seemed crazy. They quickly noticed the new nest, and a few workers immediately started exploring it. I couldn't wait to see them being a little bit more settled down, but I knew what I had to do. I had to go to bed and let them stay overnight. When I woke up and came in to look at the ants, I saw something not many ant keepers wanna see. Inside this test tube they were living in, apparently a few workers were dead, and there were actually a lot more than I expected. Overnight, most of the colony had moved into the new nest, but a few were still remaining in the test tube. Now, a few of you may have noticed the dead workers in the nest entrance when I let them out yesterday. Today, they had piled them together and I was able to get them out. And there were so many dead workers. Now, I didn't know if all of these were workers or some of them were queens. I carefully looked through all the dead workers with a terrible feeling. So much death and, oh no, a dead queen. Now, it's very uncommon for a queen to die doing shipping, but Harpegnathos Venators have a rumor for being very fragile, so it was quite possible that a queen would die upon me receiving them, but still, it was so terrible to find a dead queen after I were so hyped yesterday when I got them. It is quite hard to see that this was a queen, but you can just a little bit see the wing scars on her back that the other workers doesn't have. And after talking to a few people, we all agreed that this definitely was the queen, or a queen. Now, Harpegnathos Venators can have multiple queens, so I straight away started looking inside the nest to see if there were any other queens inside the colony. And sadly, after 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes, I gave up. I couldn't see any signs of another queen. I now contacted Aesthetic Ants, but sadly he didn't have any extra colonies at that time. He was also very sad to hear the death of the queen and straight away helped me find a new replacement queen for the colony. The good thing about Harpegnathos Venators is that they are able to accept a new queen. Aesthetic Ants helped me talk with another company and they seemed happy to help me, but sadly after a few weeks of talking the conversations died and I was left with 0 queens. Now, my hopes aren't at all gone because the colony will still accept a new queen if I do find one in the future. But enough about the queen. Let's look at the colony inside because, man oh man, even though they don't have a queen, they are still quite insane. Within only 2 days they settled into their new nest. Unlike what I expected, they actually didn't really move around any of the sands, at least not yet. But sadly, near the hydration chamber, they have made a little trash corner. And that's of course a bit sad as it ruins the look a little bit, but what is that? Wait, is that eggs? It is eggs! Wait, they have laid some new eggs. Perhaps there is another queen? If you spot any queens doing this video, I'd love to know, because personally I don't think there's any queens in here, but they have eggs. The thing about a colony laying eggs is I personally think that these eggs are still infertile. Meaning that either they won't hatch into larvae, or if they hatch into larvae, they will just end up enclosing as male ants. And well, male ants are most of the time quite useless. I was still hoping to show some cool larvae feeding, but these eggs don't seem to develop sadly. It's been around a month since I firstly spotted the eggs for reference, and still none of them have hatched into larvae. It's been around a month since I got the colony, and since then 2 workers have sadly died. I think 2 is a good number as they probably just died of old age, and personally I'm not concerned. But I just love seeing the ants move around inside the nest, always going around with their antenna going crazy. They are just so interesting to observe and unlike any ants I've personally seen. I love that they just stare into my soul, as unlike many ants, these ants actually have eyesight and eyes that actually work. So if I look at them, they look back at me, which is so cool. If I however cause any vibrations, the ants are also quick to go into alert mode and almost starts fighting each other just to being ready for everything. Unlike normal ants, when they go crazy, they don't seem clumsy and scared. They seem like they are ready to sting and kill everything. That is truly terrifying, and I love it. Now I'm not gonna lie, I've dragged it out long enough. Let's try to feed them some live insects and see what they do. I'm at the moment dropping in a cricket every other day or so. In the beginning they were always having 1 or 2 workers out in the outworld, but I think I have fed them enough for them to just stay inside waiting for anyone entering the nest. When I started recording these ants, I did however quickly notice that they have actually blocked that tube right here with sand. So I'm guessing a few crickets went in the nest and they got tired of that, so now they've just blocked it completely. Very cool, and I love seeing ants interact with their local environments. But I can't drag it out anymore. Let's drop a cricket inside. Dropping the cricket inside and the ants immediately go crazy. Or, well, maybe not. Like I said before, they are not the big hunters at the moment. There's no real brood, so there's no real reason for them to go out hunting all the time. But I'm patient and I will edit out all the time I waited so you don't have to. Way longer than I expected later, we finally had a worker entering the outworld. carefully going around looking if there's any movements, but she quickly decided to just head home again. I really want to record them hunt, but with 0 larvae, my hopes are not that high because they just don't hunt at the moment, but I'm patient, so I'll get the clip for you. Once more, a worker enters the outworld, but this time the worker sees the movement from the cricket. The worker seemed for a while to just go around and observe the movements from the cricket. A few times they come very close to each other, but it seems the worker may think this 3 times larger cricket may be too big to hunt. But suddenly the worker is near the nest entrance and out of nowhere the cricket also joins. The worker once more notices it, but this time starts shaking its gaster and attacks. The worker gets a tight grip and multiple times tries to sting the cricket, while the cricket desperately tries to bite and get away. But there's no hope. The worker got the venom inside. And now the cricket is literally bleeding. With a tight grip, the worker keeps stinging the cricket. The worker slowly loses the grip, but the cricket still lays upside down and can't move around. She then goes back and once more stings the cricket. And again. And again, right in the face. There's no chance this cricket can survive this. Over the next 15 minutes, she keeps going around and stinging the cricket. But while I waited for her to drag the cricket into the nest, I saw this. A larvae! Wow! Okay, maybe there is hope. Or maybe this is just a male ant. But also, where are all the eggs? I only see 2 inside the nest now. Did the larvae eat the eggs? I don't know for sure at least, but it certainly seems like it may have eaten it. A while later, the worker finally starts dragging the cricket home again. As the cricket enters the nest, most of the workers actually avoids the cricket. I kept checking on the colony, but they just walked around the cricket licking it a little bit. Over the next few hours I kept looking in, but I didn't see much. But finally I saw this! They had ripped off a leg and gone all in the feast. And look! A worker was eating while the larvae had also stuck onto the leg. Wow, that's so cool. I hope she won't eat the larvae as well. But while I recorded this, all my attention got taken away because I saw this. A worker seemingly about to lay an egg. I wasn't too sure what I was looking at, but I wasn't gonna let this moment pass by. Looking closely, yeah, that's definitely an egg on the way out of her gaster. And look, the stinger have been pushed aside so she can lay the egg. For the next following 15 minutes nothing happened and I slowly lost hope in, well, the worker laying the egg. I looked back at the cricket leg and now 4 workers are actually eating off the same leg. And it also looks like the larvae is still there. Be careful girls, there's a baby in there. I looked back at the egg laying worker and I think I missed it. Look, the other worker is carrying an egg. It's almost like the other worker is showing the egg like, look, you just made this. Oh, so cute. But wait, what? Another egg? And it's also coming out. Wait, is this the same egg or is she laying another egg? She is! Oh, at this time I won't miss it. It looks like she has released a pheromone as all the other workers are now also looking intensely at her. Maybe she didn't like the spotlight because she moved away and started walking a little bit. But no, I want to see the egg laying. And it looks like she's about to push the egg all the way out. And there we go. It came out. But it looks like the egg is gone now. Where did it go? Oh no. Oh, she grabbed it. Oh well, she officially laid this egg. Perhaps 2 eggs. I'm not too sure. But how cool is that? We just captures all of this. Almost. But also, this is definitely not a queen. So this is definitely gonna be a male egg, aka a drone. But all of this was a side trap from my original script. And back when I made my original script, I actually haven't seen a larvae. But let's go over to that and end this video. I would like to say something before we do that. I'm very annoyed that it's so sandy in here, it's very hard to record the ants. So I'm considering actually taking the entire lid off and cleaning it and re-screwing it back onto the nest so I can get a better visual for the next video. I don't know if I should do that, let me know in the comments down below. But over to past me. Now this colony has just grown on me so much. When I initially saw them, I got so excited and I got so destroyed the day after when I saw the dead queens. Sadly, after my talks ran dry with the other company that was gonna supply me with a new queen, I've lost a little connection with the colony. I'm still feeding them a few times a week, but I don't really see them going out to hunt. These girls are so amazing and I can't wait to show them even more because they are so cool and so unique. To put in perspective how not active they are, it took me almost 2 weeks to record them before I finally got a worker going out hunting. And we are now getting to the end of the video, meaning let's talk about the second colony, the trapjaw ants. Aesthetic Ants did send me a bonus colony which was so amazing, and I looked at them. I'm not gonna lie, my focus were on the Venator, so I looked at them and I was happy and I put them aside for them to just lay down and rest. The next day I did record a TikTok about them, showing them and trying to feed them a little bit, and a few weeks later somebody actually pointed out that back then they had a few dead workers and one of the dead workers were actually the queen. So as I just put them aside and let them be, I took out the dead workers without seeing that one of the dead workers was actually the queen. So sadly the queen was dead upon arriving here at my care, and I won't be showing any more of them. They were quite crazy to feed and cool to look at, but sadly the queen did not make it. But with that being said, that has been it for this video, and let's just get all the members up. Thank you to all of the members, and a special thanks to the Holleufer family members. We have Medical Carcase, Number 9, Ants Norway, Ryan from the YouTube channel Antscapes, Victor D, Simon and Mr. Kai. Thank you to all the Holleufer family members, and thank you to all the regular members, and thank you for watching it to the end of the video. Now I want to ask you, what do you think of these Harpegnathos Venators? Do you keep them yourself, or do you want to keep them? And if you keep them, do you have any tips I can learn from? Because I love reading other people's opinions, and if you have some thoughts about them, I'd also be interested in reading them, because I love talking with all of you. But with that being said, that has been it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Become a member today, if you like, and I will see you all in another video. Bye!